the Democratic Republic of Congo stands as a giant in the heart of Africa. This vast nation, endowed with extraordinary natural resources, has long captivated the world with its potential. Yet the DRC's story is one of profound tragedy. Decades of conflict, corruption and mismanagement have left the country grappling with a multifaceted crisis that has devastated its people and crippled its development. This essay delves into the complex web of challenges facing the DRC, exploring the historical, political, economic and social factors that have fueled the ongoing chaos. The DRC's strategic location and immense mineral wealth have made it a focal point of both African and global geopolitics. Its tumultuous journey since independence from Belgium in 1960 has been marked by dictatorship, civil war and regional instability. Understanding the DRC's struggles is crucial, not only for the Congolese people but also for the stability and prosperity of the entire Great Lakes region and beyond. Despite the daunting challenges, the resilience and spirit of the Congolese people offer a glimmer of hope. As we navigate the complexities of the DRC's crisis, it is essential to remember the human cost of this protracted conflict and to advocate for sustainable solutions that prioritize peace, justice, and the well-being of all Congolese citizens. The DRC's future hinges on breaking the cycles of violence, corruption, and impunity that have plagued the nation for far too long. It demands a concerted effort from both domestic actors and the international community to address the root causes of conflict, promote good governance, and empower the Congolese people to build a brighter future for themselves and generations to come. The roots of the DRC's current crisis can be traced back to its colonial past and the turbulent post-independence era. Under Belgian rule, the Congo suffered brutal exploitation, with its vast natural resources plundered to fuel European industrialization. This period sowed the seeds of future conflicts, creating deep-seated inequalities and divisions within Congolese society. The assassination of Patrice Lumumba, the DRC's first democratically elected prime minister, in 1961 plunged the newly independent nation into chaos. The Cold War further exacerbated tensions as foreign powers vying for influence backed different factions within the country. The rise of Mobutu Sese Seko, who seized power in a coup in 1965 and ruled with an iron fist for over 3 decades, ushered in an era of authoritarianism, corruption and economic mismanagement. Mobutu's kleptocratic regime, while maintaining a semblance of stability, systematically looted the country's wealth, leaving the economy in ruins and state institutions weak and ineffective. The legacy of this period continues to haunt the DRC as the culture of impunity and lack of accountability for past crimes have created a fertile ground for ongoing conflict and instability. The overthrow of Mobutu in 1997 by Laurent Désiré Kabila, who renamed the country the Democratic Republic of Congo, raised hopes for a new era. However, Kabila's rule proved short-lived and equally troubled, marked by renewed conflict and regional instability. His assassination in 2001 paved the way for his son, Joseph Kabila, to assume power, who clung to power for 18 years before finally stepping down in 2019. At the heart of the DRC's ongoing crisis lies the proliferation of armed groups that terrorize the population and fuel instability. Over 100 such groups operate within the country's borders, particularly in the eastern provinces, each vying for control of territory, resources, and political influence. These armed groups, often with fluid alliances and shifting loyalties, engage in widespread human rights abuses, including murder, rape, torture, and the recruitment of child soldiers. The M23, an alleged Rwandan proxy force, has emerged as a major destabilizing force in recent years. Their capture of Goma in February 2025 and the subsequent humanitarian catastrophe underscore the fragility of the peace and the ongoing threat posed by these armed actors. Other groups, including the Allied Democratic Forces, the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda, and various Mai-Mai militias, continue to operate with impunity in different parts of the country. The presence of these armed groups has devastating consequences for civilians. Millions have been displaced from their homes, seeking refuge in overcrowded and underserviced camps or fleeing across borders. The cycle of violence and impunity has created a climate of fear and insecurity, hindering development and exacerbating the humanitarian crisis. Addressing the root causes of this proliferation of armed groups is crucial for achieving lasting peace in the DRC. This requires tackling poverty, inequality, and land disputes, as well as promoting good governance, strengthening state institutions, and ensuring accountability for human rights abuses. The human cost of the DRC's protracted crisis is staggering. Millions of Congolese citizens are caught in the crossfire of conflict, facing displacement, hunger, disease, and violence. The United Nations estimates that over 27 million people in the DRC are in need of humanitarian assistance, making it one of the world's most severe and protracted humanitarian emergencies. Years of conflict and instability have displaced millions from their homes, creating a massive internal displacement crisis. These internally displaced persons often live in precarious conditions in overcrowded camps or informal settlements, lacking access to basic necessities such as food, clean water, sanitation, and healthcare. The DRC is also grappling with chronic food insecurity, with millions facing hunger and malnutrition. The combination of conflict, displacement, poverty, and climate change has disrupted agricultural production and livelihoods, leaving communities vulnerable to food shortages. The ongoing conflict has also had a devastating impact on the health system, which is already weak and under-resourced. Outbreaks of diseases such as cholera, measles, and Ebola are common, spreading rapidly in overcrowded and unsanitary conditions. Access to health care is limited, particularly in remote areas, leaving many without essential medical care.